Okay, so good morning, everyone. Am I audible, guys?
Yes, you.
All right. All right. Okay. So in last class, we have discussed assignment 2. Okay. So let me show you the assignment first, whatever we have discussed in the last class. Okay. So there is an assignment which is Django mini movie gallery. We have created this. Okay. So these are the steps to create this. First of all, we have to create Django project, and inside the Django project, create Django application, then register application, then set up URLs. So in this project, we have two types of URL. One is application label and the second one is project label. Once you have set up the URLs, then we have to create the template, right? Template folder keeps what? HTML files, right? Then if you want to use the HTML files in template folder, you need to configure the template folder. And we have seen how to configure the template folder. Then after that, if you want to use the static files like image, JavaScript, CSS, then you have to create the static folder, right? And once you have created the static folder, you need to configure the static folder. Okay, add dummy movie data. So we can add movie data in the form of dictionary, and then that dictionary we can send to the template. Okay, so these are the steps, and these are the endpoints. When there is no name, means when it is a blank endpoint, we have to display home underscore view, which will display welcome page, and the response type will be HTML. Right, second URL endpoint will be movies. Right, so it is associated with movie underscore list underscore view. Right, and it should display the movie list of all movies. Response is what? HTML template. Then there is one more endpoint. You are searching movie with its ID. When you are searching movie with its ID, this particular view should invoke movie underscore detail underscore view. It should invoke and it should display a single movie information in the form of HTML template. Right. And if somebody asking API and this API forward slash movies, so we should display JSON data. Right, return JSON of all movies, and the response type is JSON response. So what is deliverable, which is static templates, I mean templates, then static files, Python files, which is nothing but views URLs, and then screenshots. So let me show you the source code. We have, I think 80% we have completed this assignment. So here is our project. Here we have our movie project. Inside the movie project, you will see movie application, right? And there is a static folder which will keep images, CSS, right? And then we have template folder. Template folder will contain HTML files. And this movie underscore project folder, which will contain the project configuration. Okay. So let me just run this code. Okay, so in order to execute this, in order to run the server, we need to go to the project location. Right now our location is day 10 assignment. So what I will do, I will write here cd and movies, movie underscore project. So I am at this location right now, at this location. Okay, so with the help of manage.py file, I will start the server. So py manage.py run server. Okay, and here is the url. This url you can copy and paste in the browser. So here I opened Brave browser. Here I will paste the url. Okay, so it is showing one message, welcome to movie gallery. Okay, when you will click on this view movie, so you will get the movie gallery. Some of the movies are not coming because images are not there, right? So this kind of response you will get as movies. Okay, and when it should display the JSON response. Okay, so when you are displaying this, when you are giving this back forward slash only, when you are giving forward slash only, okay, instead of movie, if you are giving only forward slash, then it should display welcome message. Okay, so it is displaying welcome message, which is nothing but HTML. When you are writing movies, when you are giving the endpoint as movies, so it should display movies. So what it is displaying movies list. Okay, show list of all movies. So it is displaying. Next is when you are writing movie ID, movie with its ID, so it should display single movie information. We need to keep single slash. Okay, here we have written int id. So instead of writing int id, we will write here integer number. For example, I'm writing id is 1. Okay, so it should display the movie, single movie information. So it is not displaying properly, we have to work on this. Okay, we have to work on this. And next is it should display the JSON response. So when I'm writing this endpoint, it should display JSON response. Okay, so it is displaying JSON response. All movies JSON it is displaying on the browser. Okay. So we have to work on this detailed, the detailed view. So where we can find the view, if you will go to the project, and inside the project we have our application. Let me show you here also so that you can clearly relate. Okay, so see everyone, we have created the Django project and our project name is movie project. When you create the movie project, so movie configurations folder will automatically create. So this is what, this is movie configuration folder, which will contain settings information and urls information and many other files as well. So this is what configuration folder, the project configuration will be there inside the movie project folder, right? And once you have created movie project, now you have to create the movie application. So here I have created the movie application. Okay, so here you are seeing urls.py file. Here also you are seeing urls.py file. So this urls.py file is what application label. Here we defined the endpoints. Endpoints are like home, movie list. Okay, whatever user will request from the browser, that will request through the URL, and while writing the URL he will write the endpoints, right? And what we are doing, we have this include function which through we will include application label URLs. Okay, teststep.url. This teststep is nothing but application, and dot URLs means the URLs which is inside the teststep. To include that URLs means what I am saying, application label URL add to the project label URL, right? Okay. So this is the idea of our assignment. What we have to display, we have to display image. Okay, we have to display one image, we have to display name, we have to display description and button, right? So this is we have to display, and we have to display the JSON response as well. And where you can see the JSON response, in browser, right? Okay, so let's complete the detailed view. Okay, so maybe from this project you cannot understand it properly, but we will start new project in this class only. From that project you will understand clearly, because this project we have completed 80% in the previous class, so it might be difficult for you, but we will start the new project, then you can understand it. We will start from scratch. So here is the view. See, every application is having its view. In view we write the logics, we write the Python code. Okay, so here we have written the logic. Okay, so when user is searching a movie with its ID, if movie if user want a movie information based on the ID. So what we will do, we will create one variable which is movie. Initially it is not having anything. So what we will do, movies. Okay, we have movies list. Okay, we have movies list. Where is the movies list? Here we have this movies list. And inside the movies list we have different dictionary, or you can say object. And each object is having its ID. Each object is having its ID. So what we are doing here, we are saying movies. If you will understand this line, which is for M in movies. So what we are saying, movies is nothing but a list of movies. And what we are saying here, select one movie out of lot of movies. Okay, out of those many movies, select one movies. So that one movie information will store in M, and we will search that particular movie ID is matching with the user ID. This is the ID which is given by the user. So what we are saying, the movie ID which is there inside the movie ID which is there inside the movies, is it really matching with the user ID? The ID which is given by the user, is it matching with that ID or not? If it is matching, then that movie that movie information is stored inside the movie variable. Initially movie variable having nothing, but now once the ID matched, it is containing the matched ID movie information. Once you got the movie information, once you got the single movie information, we don't need to iterate it again, because our purpose is to, in this view, the purpose is to get the one movie information based on the user ID. Right, once you get the single movie information, we will break it. Okay, and what we will do, we will send the request, and we will render this like movies details.html page, right? And where is the movies underscore details.html page? So here this page you can find inside the template. So when you will see the templates, Okay, am I audible, guys?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, so what I was saying, once we get the single movie information from here, this logic we have written to get the single movie information. But which single movie? The single movie I'm talking about based on the ID. Once the ID is matching with the user ID, that movie information we have to keep inside the movie variable. And we have to break the loop, and that movie information we have to send. But where we have to send that movie information? Inside the movies underscore details dot html page. And where is this details dot html page? Inside the template. You will see the template folder. Inside the template folder you will get the movie underscore details. Okay, so here we have to display, I have written here abc movie detail, but we have to write here clear message. Okay, so heading should be movie title, whatever movie we got based on that id, so that title. Okay, so if you will see the view, if you will see the view and if you will see the movie information, so each movie is having id, it is having title, it is having the year, and the poster is nothing but image, right? So what I am displaying here, I am displaying the movie title, right? So how can I display movie dot title, right? Why I am writing this movie dot title? Because if you will see here in movies detail, what I am sending as a dictionary, I am sending movie. Okay, movie is the key and this movie is the value. Okay, and this movie dictionary will contain the movie information. Okay, this is the movie variable we have created. Later it is containing the movie information. That movie information we are fetching in the template here, right? Once we have displayed this, now we have to display the, what we have to display? We have to display like year. Okay, movie year. Okay, because if you will see here, we have year as well. After title we have year. So we will display the movie year. How we will display? Movie dot year, right? Okay, so after that we have to display the image. Okay, so when you are working with Django, you cannot directly display the image like that. You cannot display image directly like that because our images are there inside the static folder. Can you see this static folder? Here we have images. Here we have images. So our images are inside the static folder inside the images. So that is why we cannot write like this. So we have to follow Django templating syntax. So here I will write curly braces and this percentage symbol. So this is what Django syntax. So this Django syntax we have to follow, right? And here what I will write, here I will write the folder name. So my images are there inside the static folder. Now after that I will write the location. I mean I will write the path. So if you will write the path, you will use single quotes. Inside the single quotes you will mention the path, right? So what you will write? Our Okay, so I will write here movies forward slash, and here I will write the movie dot poster. Okay, so movie dot poster, from where I am writing this, if you will see the view, inside the view we have poster. Okay, so if you will write the movie dot posters means it will consider this value. Okay, so this is what dynamic data we are taking. So if you are taking dynamic data, instead of writing this hard code, we need to use it inside the curly braces, right? And we can mention the width. Okay, so that image size should not exceed with a particular point. So here I am writing 300, and this alt message alternative name we can write here movie dot title. Okay, and here also in title we can mention movie dot title. I think we have to write here images, because inside the static folder we have images, and inside the images we have these images. Okay, it will come according to the poster name. Okay. So now let's see whether it's working or not. Okay, so we are going to check this endpoint. Okay, so single movie detail. So we have to write it here. Okay, so integer ID means we can write the ID number. Okay, so what it is saying, static did you forget load. Okay, so whenever we are going to use static in our template, whenever we are going to use any static like image, okay, css or anything, that time you need to use here one syntax which is load static. So it will load all the static files in your template. Okay, now let's go here and run the server. I mean, just refreshes. So it is displaying, but it is not displaying movie information. I mean, it is not displaying the movie page image. Okay, let's see what's the problem. Movie dot poster. So let me just copy this, paste it here. Okay, so we are doing one mistake here. We have to write like this. We have to, according to this line, if you will see, we have to end it here, right? And then we have to write the movie. So now it is written correctly. So now it is written correctly. So refreshes. So it is displaying the single movie information. If I say the movie ID is 2, so it is displaying second movie. And if I'm saying movie ID is 3, so it is displaying another movie information, right? And if you are saying movies, if you are saying only movies, so it is displaying all the movies. Okay, these images are not coming because we haven't downloaded the image, but you can download the images. Okay, so we have only these images, that is why it is displaying less images. Okay, so this is how we have completed this assignment. This is what assignment 2, guys. Everyone please try to submit this assignment. Okay, what you can do, you can upload this assignment on GitHub with source code, right? And you can submit it, or please try to do it by yourself if you haven't do it. Okay, and if you want more clarity about this assignment, so you can refer the previous lecture recording, then you will get the more idea about it. Okay, so now what we are going to learn. Okay, so we are going to start a new project today. Okay, so we will create the news portal project. Okay, so our project name will be news portal, online news portal project. Okay, so in this project what we will do, basically we will use the static files. Okay, so when you will create the project, so your project name will be, the project name will be news portal. Okay, so your project name is news portal. So once you will write the command to create the project, you will get one folder inside the project. You will get one folder inside the project, and the folder name will be same as the project name. So what is the project name? News portal. Our project name is news portal, and this folder name will be the same as the project name, right? So this is what the project configuration folder. This is the project configuration folder, which through you will in this project Django keeps all the project configurations. Right, so you will get one folder of configuration, and second thing, you will get one manage.py file. Okay, so what's the file name? Manage.py file. So this is a Python file you will get inside the project. Okay, so with the help of this manage.py file, what we can do, we can do the different tasks. Okay, but initially we will not do many tasks, we will create the application. So with the manage.py application, we can create the application. So create app. So we will use this manage.py file to create the application, and second use of this manage.py file is to run the server initially. But there are a lot of things we can do with this manage.py file, but initially we will do the two things. The second thing is run the server, run server. Okay. Okay, so whenever you will create the application, okay, let's suppose this is the application, and how you will create this application, with the help of manage.py file. Okay, so manage.py file is responsible to create the application. right? And what is the application name? Let's suppose news. The application name is news app, right? So this news app will contain one file which is views.py file. Okay, views.py file. So with this views.py file, what we do, we will write the Python code. Inside what? We can say business logic or we can say Python. In this views.py file, what we write? We write the Python code, or we can say Python code or logic. Okay, and this like in this news portal configuration folder, you will see one settings.py file. Okay, settings.py file. Okay, this is the Python file which will contain the project settings, right? And you will see one urls.py file. Okay, so this urls.py file will keep the URL of the project, right? And apart from this, we will create here two more folders. Two more folders are nothing but we will create one folder for template and one for static files. Okay, so the first folder name is template folder. All right, and next folder name is static folder, right? So this template folder, what does contain? This template folder, it will contain whatever the HTML templates we will create. HTML template means whenever we write the HTML code, we will create the .html file, and that .html file is nothing but HTML template. So here we will write HTML files. HTML files are HTML templates. Okay, and in static folder, what we keep basically inside the static folder, we keep static files. And what are the static files? Static files are known as image, CSS, or JavaScript. Whenever you write these files code, so that is considered as static files, right? So this folder, whatever we have created, like a news application folder we have created, news application we have created. So now the time we need to register our application. Okay, so we need to register news application inside what? Settings.py file. We have to register our template inside what? Settings.py file. Otherwise your Django project will not recognize your this newly created files. And we need to keep configure this static folder as well inside the settings.py file. And this settings file you will see inside the project configuration folder, right? So this is the basic idea we have to implement. Okay, now let me show you what will be the output, how the output will look like. Okay, so let me show you what will be the output once the project will created. So means what I want one welcome page. Okay, okay, so this is the news welcome page, right? And here we have to display what? I will display one image, okay, which will be related to the news, right? So we will display here any news image, okay, and after that I will display the categories here. Okay, category one is, let's suppose you have to read the news related to movies. So here I will say movies news. Second category is if you have to read the news related to the sports. So sports news category I'll create. Okay. And the third category is let's suppose politics. Okay, so if you have to more learn more about the politics news. So we have these three different categories, right? So whenever user will click on this movie, let's suppose the category selected as movie. Okay, so on the next page, what I will create one news page. Okay, this is what welcome page, and I will create here next page is what movie page. I mean a category wise news page. So let's suppose this is what movie news info, right? So here what I will display one heading. Okay, I will display the heading, and after that I will display subheading as well. Subheading 1, subheading 2, and subheading 3. Okay, and I will display the image 1. I'm just writing, okay, just for an idea I'm writing image 2 and image 3 related to movie images. Okay, so this much information I will display. Okay, let's suppose this is not the movie user has clicked on the sports. So when user has clicked on the sports, so instead of writing movie heading, here I will display the sports news, and sports news subheading 1, subheading 2, subheading 3, and sports related images I will display, and it will be displayed on the same page. Okay, so this is not, that time it will become the sport movie, I mean sport news info. When user is clicking on politics, so it will become politics news info, and it will be heading from the politic news, right, and subheadings and images. So are you understanding the idea, guys?
Yes.
Okay, Okay, so let's do it step by step. What should be the first step? What should be the second step? Let's do it. Okay, so the first step is create step one. Okay, create Django project, right? So what is the command to create Django project? Command is Django admin start project and project name. So what is the project name? News portal, right? So here it is our project name. Second is, what is the next step? Step 2, change directory. Okay, so what we will write? cd, and where we have to move inside this movie project. Okay, so these are the two steps. Now the third step is what? Step 3, create a application. Okay, so which application we are going to create? Create a app or application. Okay, so here we can say how to create the application. Py manage.py. Okay, because with the help of manage.py we will create the application, and this manage.py file is responsible to create the application, right? So manage.py start app, and what is the application name? Let's suppose the application name is test app. Okay, application name is test app. Okay, so now step 4. Step 4 is what? Create template folder. Create template folder. Okay, so in order to create the template folder, what is the command? mkdir. And what is the folder name? Template. Okay, after that cd template, go inside the template, and inside the template create one more folder which is mkdir, and what is the test app folder. Okay, so whatever your application name is test app. So inside the template folder you will create one more folder which is test app. Okay, and after that you will come back to your original location. Okay, because right now you are in which location? This template folder location. So here I will write cd dot. Okay, so this is what we have to do inside the for the step 4. Okay, and step 5 is step 5, create static folder. Okay, so how to create the static folder? You can do it manually, you can create it manually, but if you want to create it with commands, so this is the command you can write: mkdir, and the folder name is static. Okay, and now go okay, just create the static folder. Okay, no need to create the like test F folder inside the static, right? So now the step 6 is what? Register app, register your application in settings.py file, right? And step 7 is configure your template in settings.py. Next step is step 8, configure your static folder in settings.py, right? So these many steps we have to do. Okay, these many steps we have to do. Now step 8 is what? Step 8, I mean step 9, test the environment setup. Okay, we will check the environment setup once we have set up the environment. So let's do it, guys. Let's do it, all the steps. Okay, so let me just open the VS code. Inside the VS code we need to open the terminal. Okay, once you got the terminal, and inside this terminal, on this terminal we have to write all the commands. Okay, so first command is create Django application. So I'm just copying this command. So this is the command to create the Django project. So I will paste it here. You will see news project, news portal project has been created. Now what's the next thing? Next is what? Change directory. So how to change the directory? This is the command. So just copy this command and paste it. Okay, so we are getting here. Okay, we are not getting anything. We just changed the directory. So previously we were at the location of day 11. Now our location is news portal. Means we are inside the project location. At this project location we are. Now create a application. How to create the application? Here is the command. Just copy this command and paste it. So you will see your test application has been created, right? Okay. Now what we have to do? We have to create the template folder. How to create the template folder? mkdir template. So it will create one directory, or we can say folder. You can create folder by clicking here as well, but you can use this also. So as you can see here, your template folder has been created. Now inside the template folder, we have to create one more folder, which is test F folder. So how to create the test F folder? First of all, go to the template folder, means cd template. So just go inside the template. Okay, so we are at this moment, we are at the template location. Now create the test F folder. So this is the command to create the test F folder, mkdir test F. So inside the template, you can see clearly test F folder is there. Okay, and now whatever the templates we have to create, we will create here. Let's suppose index.html. So if you are writing the index.html, so you can see the path. It is inside the test F. Now go back if you want. If you want to go back means right now what is your location? Template. But you have to come here at the news portal location. So what you will write? You will write here cd dot dot. Cd dot dot means your location has been changed. Okay, you are one step back. So now we are at news portal location, right? CLS for clear the terminal. Now what I will do, I will create one static folder. The command to create the static folder is this mkdir static. Okay, so right now we don't have any static folder here, but once I execute the command, you will see one static folder. So can you see the static folder? And inside this static folder, we will keep images, CSS, okay, JavaScript, whatever static related content is there, we will keep inside the static folder, right? Now, what we have to do, register your application in settings.py. So what is the application we have created? Here we have test app. Test app is the application which we have created. As you can see here, create a application, not a create an application, and the application name is test app. So here you can see here is our test app application. So this test app applications we have to configure, or we can say register inside the settings.py file. Register your application in settings.py file. So where you can get the settings, okay, where you can get the settings, as I told you already, when you create the project news portal, so with the same name you will get one more folder which will contain the settings. So what is our project name? Our project name is news portal. With the same name you will get one more folder which is news portal. Inside this news portal folder you will get one settings.py file. Okay, so once you will open this settings.py file, here you have to register your application. But where you will register your application, you will see one installed apps. Inside the installed apps, you have to register your application. So what is your application name is test app. Just write your application name and that's it. These are the already installed application. Okay, these are the already registered application, but the newly created application is test app. So that is why we have to register it manually, because this is not comes with Django project. It is created by us. So that is why manually we are configuring it. Okay. So you just focus on your application. Don't need to bother about other application. Okay. Now the configure your template in settings.py file. As you can see here, we have created the template folder and static folder. For template and static folder, we need to configure in settings.py file. And how to configure it? So in order to configure it, we need to create here one variable. Inside the settings.py file, you will see at line number 16, there is one base dir. This base dir is containing the location of our this root project folder. This is the project, this project location contained by the base dir. So with the help of base dir, we will get the location. So base dir, base underscore dir. Okay, so means we have this project folder location. Okay, so inside this project, we have to take the path of this template. So I will write here base dir forward slash template. Okay, so means what does it means? This particular line is pointing out to this particular template. Okay, so can we say this is the template folder path at line number 17? Yes. So can we hold this path inside a variable? So let's create one variable which is template underscore dir. So this template dir is the variable which is holding the path of our template. Okay, similarly, we have to create one more variable. We have to hold the path of a static folder. So what I will write, base dir /static. So I can say now this static folder path is held by this line number 18. Okay, line number 18 is holding the path of a static folder. Okay, because base dir is holding the path of complete project, and inside the project we have a static folder. So like that I am writing. Now this particular path I am holding inside a variable which is static underscore dir. Okay, so here we are holding this particular path. Now this template dir variable we have to register, or we can say configure inside the templates. So as you can see here, at line number 57 we have templates, and at line number 60 we have dirs. So in this empty list we have to keep template variable name, okay, which is holding the path of template folder. So template dir. Okay, so next is static dir. So this static dir file variable path, this static dir variable which is holding the static folder path, we have to configure it also. So we will go at the bottom of the code. Okay, so here at line number 120, you will see static url. Just after the static url you have to create one variable, static files underscore dirs. Okay, and here inside this list you have to configure static dir. Okay, so it means we have configured the static folder, and we have configured the template folder, and we have configured the test tab inside the settings.py. Okay, at different locations. So let me tell you one more time. So this is the test tab. We have configured it inside the installed app. Inside the installed app, we have configured the test app. And inside the template, we configured the template variable, template dir. Okay, and in last we have configured the static variable path, right? And for the static and template we have created here the variable, right? Okay, so template where we have to configure here in dirs. And for the static folder, this is what we have to create. So this is what a project setup I am doing, right? Now we can test the environment. How we can test the environment? We can run the server py, we can write the command py manage.py run server. Okay. So this command which will help us to run the server, and we will write this command in terminal. Okay. So what it is saying? Okay, the spelling mistake. So we have to write here server. Okay, so our server has been started at this location. So just copy this URL and paste it here. Okay, so our application is running. Okay, so our application is running now. Now what we have to do, we will create the views. Okay, so where you will get the views inside the test app, here we have views.py file. Okay, so here what we have to do, we have to create different views. Okay, so first view we will create. Okay, so first we will create for the def like movie underscore view. Okay, which will take one request, which is default parameter. So here we will write the movie view code, and similarly we have another view which is for sport view request, and def we have another view which is politics. Okay, I'm writing pass here because I'm not writing any logic as of now. Right, and we will create one more view which is home view. Okay, which is for home page, home underscore view. So the request, and we will write here logic. Okay, so right now I'm not writing any logic, I'm just stopping the class here. In the next class we will complete this like news portal project. Okay, here we have to write the logic for each function. All right, we will do it in the next class. All right, anyone have any doubt? Is all clear, guys? Okay, so in the next class we will complete this. Okay, we will complete this project. Okay, and if you have backlogs, kindly go through the recording so you can understand each and everything. It might be look tough at first time, but once you will go the recordings, you will get easily understanding about it. All right, bye all of you. Thanks for giving your valuable time.